Hello!
Hi.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
I'm so good. How are y'all?
Good. We just did a really not so great introduction of
Yes.
you and of mental health. May, if you want to do your own introduction and tell us a little bit about you guys' nonprofit, that'd be sick.
Well, it's so good to meet you, ladies. And yeah, totally. So I'm Kruti, co-founder and CEO of Healthy Gamer, also known as Mrs.K. And it's a big month for us because this is 1 year, right? Last May, we did this crazy fundraiser. We were thinking, oh, maybe we'll get $5,000 and see what happens. Maybe Alok and I will throw in the towel. We tried, and it didn't go anywhere. And then we kind of accidentally raised $100,000.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, we're doing it. That's basically an angel round, right? Like that's basically what you would ask for if you were to go out and say, like, I'm going to start a pizza business or whatever. And then we just poured it into everything Healthy Gamer and just looked at, what's missing in mental health. It's too expensive. Okay, we'll make it affordable. It takes forever to get in. Okay, we'll make it easy to get in. It's too many boomers. Okay, we're going to make it pure. So believe it or not, 60% of psychiatrists are over the age of 55.
That doesn't
I
surprise me
didn't
that
know
much.
that actually, but yeah, it makes sense.
So when we just kind of looked into it, I was like, okay, here's the strategy. Here's a way forward. And it turns out it works. It's well evidenced that it's kind of like, AA is like, your sponsor isn't a psychiatrist, right? Your sponsor is just somebody that's been there, done that. And so there's a lot of evidence kind of around peer coaching. I'm on Alok's computer, so if things just start beeping, let me know, and I'll try to figure out how to
So far, so
turn it
good.
off.
So far, so good. Yeah.
His Discord is basically a mental health ambulance, like the call center.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, and then here we are a year later. We just crossed 5,000 clients, 20,000 sessions.
5,000
Wow,
clients.
that's so cool. This is so exciting. This is so great.
It's in 65 countries, and that's the other thing. It's like, oh, mental health is broken everywhere. Okay, we can do that. We can help. And then we just kind of realized, this is a company, so things that can't sustain without like some sort of revenue behind it, I don't want to kill that. So then we were like, all right, well, it's been a year. Let's spin it out into a foundation. And the foundation's more about changing the meta, about kind of like, why are all the psychiatrists about to retire? What can we do about that? Why is it broken in so many ways in so many countries? What can we do about that? Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's cool. Well, what's a little bit about you? Because I know you're a lot of behind the scenes, right? You're not on stream very often. You're kind of yeah. So, what's some fun thing about you introducing yourself outside of the foundation?
Sure. My life recently has just been kids, Bollywood dancing,
Ooh.
and and just kind of Healthy Gamer. So what I guess what my quality time with the kids is, especially when Alok's not around, is really just kind of turning on some Bollywood music and dancing around.
Dancing. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. And how many kids do you guys have?
We've got 2 girls, 3 and 5. So they're like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
fun.
A handful for sure. Well, that's so exciting.
Oh,
I was just telling Maya that I did the Healthy Gamer coaching. Yeah. So I did it for an 8-week program.
I hope it was good for you.
Yeah, it was great. I recommend it to everyone. I didn't realize you make it free for partners.
Right.
Yeah, I paid for it, and then they were like, "Oh, you didn't need to do that. Do you want a refund?" And I was like, "No, pay for someone else's." Just like that's so crazy. It's so crazy that you guys do that. It's so sweet. So, guys, if you need help in any sort of way with your mental health, we're making it cool to talk about, and everybody needs it. So they make it very, very approachable, and it's great. It's so amazing. The fact like all of my appointments when I was in the program were on Discord. Like, hello? How great is that?
That's really nice and convenient because you can just do it from home because we're on the computer all day anyway.
Yeah, and this seems weird. This seems super weird because everyone's like, Cutie, you go live every single day and you have a cam on and stuff like that. I was too shy to have my camera on during my coaching sessions, and I just did it on the phone. I just did it, no cam. I did it on my phone, and if you don't have like a private space, I don't have a private space, chat. Like, this is my private space, this office, but there's a glass door right over here. You can hear out it. I'm in a house with a bunch of people. I took my appointments in the bathtub with a blanket. That's where I took my appointments. You can find a private space absolutely anywhere. And yeah, I think it's really, really great. So I really, really encourage you guys. I've said this to my chat before, is if you're interested in it and you need help paying for it and you're being genuine, DM me. I'll try to help you. But yeah, I really think it's a great program and it's been awesome. So yeah. Well, I'm excited to get to know you a little more. Have you ever watched the Housewives podcast?
I have. Maya told me that, there will be drinking and potentially some naughty, and I was like,
great, yes.
Let's just bring it on.
And obviously your husband knows you're on right now.
Yeah, he knows, and we always call them like boundary setting conversations. Like he has, boundary setting conversations with people before they come on to the Healthy Gamer stream. And I was like, do we need to have a boundary setting conversation? Are there things I shouldn't say? But we didn't have it, so.
Oh, well, good. Well, we'll start off easy. Don't worry. This is all just
There's
about.
no boundaries. We don't have really boundaries.
Yeah, we don't have boundaries.
Great.
But the whole point of the Housewives podcast is we are our own women, and we're sick of being in our men's shadows just because they have more viewers and blah, 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 blah. And so we want to learn about you, and we want to learn about, fun stuff like that. But first starting, because you are Dr. K's wife and he is, you are the housewife of him. How did you guys meet?
Camp. And actually he was, he had decided to become a monk. And so it's like, it was like a non-threatening kind of like, we can just hang. And then it's like, oh, okay, so you're not going to be a monk.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So wait, what kind of camp it cut out at the beginning?
This was like it was a camp, kind of religious, cultural, more cultural, and for like Hindu American kids. And it's in Texas. It's in small town Texas. So it's kind of nice because when you're growing up, like I'm in Victoria, Texas right now, and it's like cattle country. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of nice to kind of be around other people where, like, especially when you grow up feeling so much on the outside. But it was, I don't know, it was really special for both of us getting together at that time. I was starting college. He had just decided to become a monk, and
oh my God, that is just that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Like,
he let me do his eyebrows, and I was like, I think I love you.
What?
So I like to pick. So like anytime he has like a blemish, I like to just pick or pluck or whatever. And so he was just kind of like, go ahead. I don't care.
Oh my God, how
so I was
funny.
like, yes. Yeah.
That's really
there's
sweet.
a type, I'm not a picker. I think like zits and stuff are so gross. And one time, so I'm a baker, somebody reached out to me, and like there was a trend a few months, maybe probably like a year ago, where you could make these cupcakes where you could like pop zits on them, essentially, and like cream would come out instead of like, yeah. And this girl reached out to me. She's like, hey, will you make these for me? And I was like, no, absolutely not. But I guess, there's a market. There's a market for it.
I'm definitely looking into this now.
Yeah, look at pimple popping cupcakes. They're so gross.
I don't think I would eat that cupcake.
It's so gross. So who initiated? Like, what was the first date?
Oh my gosh.
We see him.
They saw you in the mirror.
He's like wearing his pajamas. Like, what?
Imagine
don't expose my
like
pimple
walked
popping.
in on his.
He definitely initiated it in a way where he was like trying not to initiate it because he was like, "Are you?"
Because he was like trying to be a monk.
Yeah, he was like, "Do you ever eat food?" Like, yeah. Sometimes he's like, "Do you like lunch?" Like, yeah, lunch is good.
No.
But our first date was like 6 hours. It was lunch, and I got to meet his brother and some of their friends, and they made
What?
us
6
drinks.
hours?
Yeah.
That's
We
so
did
funny.
lunch and then drinks, and it turned into dinner, and it was great.
That's
Got to,
so
got
cute.
to pick a pimple, and it was good.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's how you guys got there? You did that on your first date?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
That's something.
this was after 5 days of being together at camp. So,
Oh.
a lot of that gets to know you is done. Yeah. What
Well, how
about you
long-
guys?
One camp with Mrs.K changes you, huh? That's what we learned. Sometimes you want to be a monk and then you meet the love of your life.
Well, it was,
That's
oh my
crazy.
god, when I met him, I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna he's gonna either be one of those gurus that's on a calendar, I don't know if you've ever seen the religious leader
Yeah.
calendars. I was like, he's gonna be that, or he's gonna be a doctor. And it turns out he is both.
Oh! That is perfect.
Jackpot.
So,
Jackpot.
sorry, I'm just really gonna dive into this. I guess we didn't even introduce ourselves to you. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's bad.
Hello, 13 minutes in, we don't know how to run a podcast. Please, ladies, Malena, you start.
My name is Malena. My first language is Norwegian. So if I ever say something really backwards, that's because I think in Norwegian, not English. I'm 25. I live in Texas. I've lived in America since I was about 19 years old. And I am the girlfriend of Nick, and his Twitch name is NMPLOL, and we stream together every day on Twitch, which is, terrible for your relationship to just all our streams every day is just us fighting. Now, I do really love him, but we can definitely get on each other's nerves. Yeah, I'm also roommates with 2 other streamers, Greek and Soda Poppin'. And we're in Soda Poppin's kitchen every day just screaming at each other. So yeah, that's fun. We should probably join one of your programs. That'd be really interesting.
That would be really interesting.
That would be interesting, actually. Have you've done a couple episode before, right?
No.
No, I'm saying
should.
Mrs. K. Has Dr. K done a couple episode before?
Friday, actually, if you're free.
Oh.
I'm 100% too scared to do that because that would get too serious. But I'll bring it up to Nick. But I that's definitely something. It would get too real too fast, and I am not one to put my actual problems on display.
Fair.
Teresa did.
And also one more thing, I had my second COVID shot yesterday, so that's why I look and feel like this. And I just woke up, so I'm sorry. I'm usually the one who's like, yeah, let's fucking drink Jägermeister and fuck everything up. And right now I'm just you can tell I'm kind of cross-eyed and there's bags under my eyes. I just woke up and I'm sorry for my appearance and everything like that. So yeah, Maya, you're next.
Sorry, my chat is saying that I'm red. I got sunburned today. Okay, everybody can relax. Thank you for telling me. I feel like we've met before. Have we not met?
I feel like I know you too.
That's weird. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I'm Maya. I'm 22. I live in Texas now. I've been here about a year. I am dating Ms. Kiff. I am a wildlife rehabilitator, and I have my own nonprofit as well. It's an exotic animal sanctuary, and I do conservation education on my stream. So that takes up most of my time here in Texas. And then I'm a falconer, so I'm really into birds of prey. And then I ride horses as well. I have a horse in Texas, so lots of animals and stuff going on. And then I stream 3 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week. But
I remember your big fundraiser for the nonprofit, and I remember because I helped more with stream production back in the day. So when you had first come on, we were internally, our team was like, we're so proud.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw the clip of that. That was nice. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't expect it to go like that, but it was cool. And that's why I don't have hair, because I shaved my head at 500K. So it's growing back.
Good incentive.
Slowly.
Love it.
Yeah.
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 Makes the headphone situation easier, though, I imagine.
It does.
And
It
getting
does.
ready in general.
Also true.
Do you miss it? Your hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't miss. It's gonna be nice for summer, but I do miss being able to do different things to it.
Yeah.
Because, you can, like, put it up and it's a look, or you can, like, curl it and it's a look. I don't have, like, I have one,
You don't have looks. Yeah.
which
Wait,
is
have you tried any
kind of boring.
wigs? Like, really nice ones?
Never.
I
No.
love really nice wigs.
I should get one.
If I ever shaved my head, I would just, like, wear a different wig every day.
Nice.
When wigs are done correctly, they're so cool. They look so great.
They do.
Do you have any animals, Miss K?
No, we're Alec wanted a cat, and I was like, no. No. We can't. We cannot take on a single additional thing.
How many kids do you have?
We have 2 girls, 3 and 5. So between that, the business, the stream, like all the books that he's writing, and like just trying to have a life, I feel like any animal would not be well served in our house.
That's so fair.
Yeah. I feel like you're so close to being able to do looks with the short hair, though.
Yeah, I did spike it up in the bathtub yesterday. So it's that long now.
So it's a little crazy. Mine got a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's dry, it's not quite there yet. It is getting like a little bit of baby mohawk. Cutie, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes.
Or did you already?
I haven't yet. I've just been talking. Sorry, I had my coffee, so I'm very talkative. Also, I wake up every day at 1 p.m. and then I take like a really long time warming up for the day, and so by the time I stream at 6 p.m. I'm ready. But so sorry if I'm being a little rambunctious, but my name's QTCinderella, also Blair. I hate that I always go after Maya, and Maya lists all these crazy amazing things that she does, and then I'm like, I bake cookies sometimes. But that's what I do. I bake cookies sometimes, and I stream almost every day. Ludwig's my boyfriend. He just did a subathon where he streamed for 31 days, which I'm surprised we didn't reach out for couples therapy after that one. But we're good. We're chilling. But yeah, that's kind of all I do. I'm not very cool, but I didn't get my COVID shot yesterday, so I'm wide awake.
To differ, I think you are all charming and lovely, and I'm very happy to be
you're so sweet.
Chatting with you guys.
Yeah, this is exciting. And then we also usually have Adept, who is XQC's boyfriend.
Girlfriend.
XQC's girlfriend. Sorry. Yeah.
Roommate.
Sorry.
Right. Okay.
They're roommates.
Adept is supposed to be here. She has an addiction. Can we do an intervention? Is that something? Has Dr. K ever done an intervention?
I think he's probably done clinical interventions.
Yeah, we should probably need to
set
one of those up.
Yeah.
She is officially addicted to a video game. And
nice.
She did a 31-hour stream of her playing the game yesterday.
And we canceled the last podcast because she was asleep because she had done how many hours? 20?
30.
I think another
30 last time also?
Yeah,
So that's why she's asleep now.
It's fine. We'll deal with it. I'm coming to Texas soon. We'll just pull her in a room.
Yeah.
We need to talk to you.
That's sick.
Based, Cutie?
I'm in California.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm very sad because all my friends are in Texas, but it's okay.
But she's visiting here. She's visiting here very soon.
I'm really excited.
So, and then the whole week that they're here, I'm gonna honey dick them into like believing that it's amazing here. So they're gonna want to move here. I'm gonna just drive them around, show them all the nicest places, like drive around all the places that are not nice, and then my goal is to get them to want to move here.
I already want to. You already have me sold. I feel
like Excel Austin's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it here. There's a lot of cool things.
But
lakes and everything. Nice. It's just humid. It's terribly humid. Your hair just like when you go outside, you end up looking like Hermione in the first Harry Potter movie every single day. So I might pull a Maya and just remove it all.
At least do it for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it for free, man. Well, okay, so you told us about how you met. You kind of told us about your first date. Can we hear about, number one, how long have you guys been together?
10-year wedding anniversary in June.
Wow.
And we dated for 7 years before that. So we've been together
Yeah, no offense. Did you get married when you were like 12? Because you look no older than like 22. That's just crazy to me. That's crazy. You look so young.
Thank you. No, I'm not 22.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Vera was squeezing your
She's the
hair.
worst. You're our favorite. At least you know that.
You want to talk to these ladies? No?
no.
Come on, I'm
Do you-
cool.
See, they're
Hi.
saying
Hi.
okay.
Hey, we're cool.
No, it's okay. I understand.
This
It's
one
okay.
has like no problem bombing like whatever is going on like video chat, and the other one like will stay away. Baby, can you see if Daddy made margaritas?
Ooh.
But Mommy, I don't know where he is.
He should be in the kitchen.
No, Nana's in the kitchen.
Why is Alec not in the kitchen making margaritas?
What the hell is wrong with
Uh-oh,
him?
drama.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
It's Mommy margaritas. What happens? Yeah, we've been together for a really long time.
That's crazy. You look so
Very
young.
young.
Thanks. I think it's because I'm green right now.
I don't think that's
so.
why. I think you just look really young.
Like, your skin looks so healthy and glowy.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
It might be the Texas sun, because we were swimming earlier today. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Margaritas
nice.
help with the mental health. I'm thinking about opening a bottle of wine. I'm also supposed to drink after this, so I'm done for.
What are you doing
today.
after this, Maya?
Schlatt, Connor, Simply, Slick, Matt. I don't know. They all just drink at Schlatt's
All
house
of them?
sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh God, cutie. No.
Please.
Please.
You answered it.
I don't need more money, please. I get so many hate donos for that.
Okay.
I hate dono.
Oh.
It's mostly just I don't know. I think it's one person. It's just that they donate something that's like mean. It's like you gotta hate DMs. Like you just get really mean.
Do you guys get those actually?
DMs.
Does Dr. K get those?
There's some part of the internet that thinks that we're like scamming people, and so every once in a while I get like, I don't know, threats of like, I'm gonna report you guys to whatever authority they think there is for whatever it is that they think we're doing. So I get some of that.
Right. It's like that, but if they donated $3 for TTS and then said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maya has this
That's
weird
fucked up.
complex because some of her viewers assume that she can't hang out with other men or she's like cheating on Mrs.K.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I live with 5 guys, and also it's not some. It's really mostly one person.
And that one person.
I mean,
should
it's
reach
probably
out
more.
to Healthy
Oh,
Gamer. That's
yes.
what they should do. Oh.
Do you want a plate of food?
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
Oh,
I'll come out and get
I love that.
I'll be right back.
Simply's mom is there. So another streamer, Simply, his mom visited for the weekend, and she's just a freaking gem. She's so great.
I watched that episode with you guys, and
She's a
about
gem.
y'all's the
I
dates.
love her. I didn't know she was gonna be in. If I would have known she was in town, I would have sent her something for Mother's Day. I feel sad that I didn't know, but I guess Simply didn't even know. So whatever. Anyway, okay. Sorry. I get distracted. Okay, you told us about you met 17 years ago. How did he propose?
He proposed on New Year's Day. He had just gotten into medical school, and that was my condition. I was like, love you. I will always be here for you, but we cannot start a life together if you don't know where your life is going.
Wow.
And so I think it was good. And he got into medical school and was like, okay, I've got it figured out. And then he proposed New Year's Day, and it was just first thing in the morning. That's just kind of how we started our year.
Oh my god, that's so.
It was really sweet.
Class
That's
and
very
chat.
sweet.
Dr. K. Holy
very
moly. That is really
Thanks.
sweet. We don't usually have very many married people on this podcast, so it's always fun to get that perspective. What do you think was the hardest thing when you you've been together for a very long time. How do you maintain that relationship successfully?
It's a good question. I think, you know, there's different seasons of your life, right? Like there's the time where like, you know, it's all about work. Or for him, it was like all about, you know, trying to get his career off the ground. For me, it was all about kind of the hustle. I was in startup world in Austin at the time. The startup I was working at got acquired, was moving to New York. And it was like, you got to kind of focus on one thing. And our relationship has always been about helping like, not just him being him and me being me, but like how can we support each other to where we can each be better than we would have been otherwise. And so sometimes that's really pushing each other and encouraging each other to like go for whatever it is, like, you know, apply for MGH. If that means that like we are going to be on the struggle bus for a little bit, that's okay. For him it was like, go to New York. If that means it's going to be hard for us, that's okay. And then when we are together, you know, it's like, oh, I just need a break. Like, I just don't want to work anymore. I can't do it anymore. And hop on the bus, hop on a plane, get over here and just hide for 2 days. That's totally fine. So it's always been about like what the other person like really needs, not just from each other, but from life, and like how we can kind of make the stars align for that. Because both of us will, like, I'll just send him like, okay, you just need to go hang out with your guys, or you just need to like play for like just play Dota or whatever the hell.
Tell him to do a subathon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just need to go do that for whatever amount of time. I'll see you later, you know. And he'll be like, I'm taking the kids, like, get out of here.
Oh,
so that's why
great. He's
supposed to be making margaritas and watching the kids. I don't know what he's doing, but we'll see.
Drama.
I mean, what about you guys? What have you found to be like, because Cutie, I know like you guys have a very interesting, like, you guys are both public, Mrs.K and Maya, like all three of you guys are all like so public. So like that.
It sucks.
Yeah. It's not good.
There's nothing good about it. They pick you apart and assume the worst. And
my boyfriend still shits the bed.
Yeah, and
they're
always
the worst, admittedly.
There's always people saying you deserve better to both of us. Mm-hmm. Like, can't you just guys be like happy that we're at least happy with each other, even though you think both of us deserve better? But then you also have the people. These people should never split, because then they have to put themselves onto new people. So they should stay together so no one else has to experience how terrible both of these people are.
God forbid anyone breaks up and then gets with someone else later, and the community can never live down the first person.
Yeah.
Like blank name Saj, you know?
Yeah, I think it's scary being public. We weren't public for a very long time. And I think there's benefits. Like, it's also scary not to be public, because then people assume things. Like, you know, if I wasn't Ludwig's girlfriend, then people would be like, oh, he's flirting with Pokimane or whatever, you know, whatever, like just any person. And so that's exhausting. It is kind of a lose-lose situation. That's why I finally was just like, okay, like, fuck it. Like, we can just say, but there are definitely more cons than pros. I mean, the biggest pro is like sometimes people make fan art of the two of you and it's cute. But the cons are hard. I get a lot of DMs, like even just people comparing us. Cause like I said, he's a much bigger streamer than me. So people will come into my chat and they'll say like, oh, no wonder Ludwig has more views than you. You're awful. And I'm like, wow, maybe you just have different taste in content, because I don't play Pokemon, and you know, like just like stuff like that. So it's definitely difficult.
It's exhausting.
Do people see you guys as extensions of your partners?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you get the feeling sometimes that people only watch you. Like, I get a lot of like, if I'm live before Matt and then Ms. goes live and then people are like, Ms. Kiff live, bye. You know, it's like they're only watching you because they watch Ms. Kiff and they're like, they want to be like more immersed in his life or something, you know, and then it's kind of just like you're an accessory to that content. So that exists, but you know, you just got to carve out your own lane, I guess.
I've said this before, I think, but it was a weird struggle for me, because I was the bigger streamer when we first met. So when we first met, I had like 1,000 viewers and he had like 300. And And in every relationship I've ever been in, I've always been the one, like, more of the breadwinner. I've always been, like, the more successful, whatever, you know? And that has totally shifted in this relationship. And now to have something that was, like, so defining of me to be, like, the more successful one or whatever, to be so far from true. And then for thousands of people to come in my chat and be like, Ludwig waiting room, or you're only famous because of Ludwig, or people only watch you. And it's just like, shoot, you know, like, it's very it's sad, it's exhausting, but it's okay.
That I kind of relate to that because so I paid the bills, right? Like, the reason why we were able to buy, like, our first house when Alec was in residency and stuff was because of my career. And then we had kids, and then I became the mother of his children, and then he was in residency, and so I was always then we became Dr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then, like, we started Healthy Gamer. So I am so behind the scenes, and it's like, don't think that you guys know that this wouldn't exist without me. Like,
yes.
This would be a book without me. You know?
Yeah. No, I think it's important. That's the point of this show, is just to give some perspective of, like, because we know, every single one of us, we know how much you do because we know how much we do. And so it's yeah, take all the fucking credit in the world. Like, you deserve it. Like, we all know you work hard. Just because you're, like, behind the scenes doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. And I think people need to realize
It takes a village. It does take a village. And I've said this before, there's a lot of people who wouldn't be there where they are today unless they had people doing the stuff behind the scenes, because then they had the focus and time to focus on what they're doing best, and that's why they succeeded. Like, several streamers, there's so many streamers that wouldn't be where they are today if they had to take 5-6 hours a day and do the errands, the real life stuff, and pay the bills and behind the scenes paperwork, write contracts, just day-to-day life, and they could instead spend 10 to 12 hours a day streaming, and they wouldn't be worn down.
It really is. Yeah, I hear what you're saying 1,000%. Like, I noticed this even, like, early on, like, so when Alec was a resident, you know, he could invite the superiors over for dinner in a way that, like, you know, the 26-year-old girl that is single would not have been able to just invite over, like, this, like, 65-year-old man, right? Like, to come over for dinner, but he was able to.
Oh, and that's so interesting.
Yeah. And so, like, there are these, like, small advantages that they had that I didn't realize it at the time, but I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh, you had a wife at home that made you not threatening to bring over your boss and his wife for dinner, and, like, you had the space, right? Like, you had a house. Everybody else is, like, living in an apartment. Like, just the power of having a partner is so much.
Being established early, has probably helped a lot.
Yeah, just having, like, that competitive advantage is huge.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I just feel so bad. Like, I'm not trying to, like, be a vibe killer or anything, but ooh, yeah, I feel trashy. So sorry.
Do you need to leave, Malena?
Absolutely not. I'm fine, but I wish that I could give more of myself.
Oh no, I feel like you've been doing great. You've been contributing for as bad as you've
been away. Absolutely been away.
You're doing great, Malena. Don't give yourself credit. You're doing awesome.
Sorry.
So how has streaming affected your relationship?
Ooh. I always knock before I go into his office now.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
It's just barge in. I think it's hard. So because of who Alok is, he's like, I don't read comments, and, like, he's able to dissociate in a way that is, like, kind of not human.
Ludwig's the same way, actually, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and I remember their conversation, like, they're just kind of on a different wavelength, like, semi-monkish, right? Where it's like, oh, what is reality? I don't even care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
this is real. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like that. If, like,
no,
what. And part of me, it's like, it's my job to know what, like, the public kind of conversation is about all this. So it's hard for me to unplug. And then I get the random comments for, like, he doesn't know how lucky he is. And, like, you know, it sounded like you guys were fighting. What was that like? Like, why doesn't he treat you better? Like, all of that. And I'm totally new to that. So I was like, maybe he should treat me better. He treats me pretty good. What would be better? I don't understand. And then, we talk about it, and he's like, you need to stay away from the internet. I don't know.
They're setting higher expectations to him. He's like, yes, stay away from them. I have to change things.
Yeah, right?
So that's interesting. That's an interesting lesson you've had to like learn.
It is.
That you wouldn't otherwise, right?
Well, no, I don't think so. Because so my background is in PR and media and marketing and all that good stuff. So I would used to counsel other people that were in the news on like how they should handle it. And
oh God, now we know who to reach out to the next time we get canceled. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, for any which reason, please do. But I hope you will never have to know for that. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what would you do? Actually, I feel like that's such a good perspective. Is what do you think about cancel culture on the internet, having that background?
I think the public has too much power over people in a way that should be able to be more ignored. Because like, so if you think about, celebrities in the past, right? Like they had more of a buffer between them and the public. They had agents, like maybe the paparazzi would sneak in, right? But like not so much of their life was leaked. And when the public kind of did finally get more power over somebody, like if you think about like a Britney Spears or somebody like that, they would have like a meltdown, right? And it was just so extreme. And I feel like instead of now having like those like boil over moments, like we're just on a low simmer instead. Like it's just always there. I just think people have too much power in that way.
And what's your advice to like, I mean, I was in hot water at one point for making a bad joke, and I have many friends that have been in the same place. What is your advice to that? What's the best thing to do in those situations?
Being too general, I think it's about taking away some of the power.
Okay.
Right. So it's the more you dive into a particular argument, the more power you're giving to the person on the other side, the more ammunition you're giving. But the more you kind of so if the conversation is going this way and you're just trying to push it down, that becomes too much of a one person's going to win. So the best thing is just to make it go over here.
Oh. Distract.
Just put something
if it's
else
innocent
out there.
I mean, if it's innocent, obviously it's not like I murdered my family and then I'm trying to hide it, it's like, oh, you made a bad joke. The best.
Well, let's say your family deserved to be murdered and you murdered your family, and that's what you're in hot water for.
Yeah.
Okay, so then maybe instead of trying to defend yourself about that, do something else and like just make the conversation about something else.
Save an animal shelter.
There you go.
There we go. We all have the plan now.
Yeah.
I talked to Schlatt about this last night. He said that he was getting hate for, I don't even remember what. He gets it all the time.
You know what's funny?
Something...
Wait, this is the funniest thing ever. Recently, I've seen Minecraft Stan. So we have this friend. He's a streamer, YouTuber, Jay Schlatt. I guess more of a YouTuber. And he just got a cat. And I've seen people. He has this video of him like grabbing the cat's face and the cat just going like this because cats are dumb, and he just like grabs the cat's face, and it's a very cute video, and he's clearly not harming the cat in any way. But like these Minecraft stands saying like Jay Schlatt's an animal abuser when it's just like he's just not. So that's like a good example to like Maya's story. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like the opposite, but he gets a ton of shit all the time. Like people get mad at him all the time. And then he didn't apologize. He just like posted a picture of his cat. And then the same people, he like went and looked at the account. Everyone was commenting on the cat picture like, oh, so cute cat. But then like it was the same people that were like, die Jay Schlatt, like hours earlier, that were like mad that he did something. So just like post a picture of your cat or something.
I think that's just parasocial obsessed fuckers that's trying to get attention in any type of way, and they're using the shock factor to where he like either like their tweet, say something about it, or even bother or care or show that they acknowledge that they exist. Yeah. And that's really toxic, and that also happens a lot with donos on Twitch or people just saying terrible stuff in the chat, they'll say really, really fucked up, messed up shit. So you'll read it out loud and just acknowledge their existence. And that's also what a lot of these cancel culture people are doing. They're saying terrible stuff over and over. So they're actually fans, you know? Like they're fans.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get attention.
I mean, my favorite thing about cancel culture is how like Republicans are really mad about it. I think that might be the funniest thing about it to me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think that's funny. So Maya, what did Jay Schlatt say? Like, did he have any advice about it himself? Like, what did he say in regards to that? He just thought it was funny that the same people that tell him to die also think his cat's cute.
No, he just thinks it's funny. Schlatt is like, maybe this is a shallow take, but I just feel like you can't get canceled if you don't care. Like, Schlatt just doesn't care, you know? Like, he could actually get canceled and he just wouldn't, you know? You have to like make yourself disappear. We've seen people do that to themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
They get canceled and they leave. But if you just like don't leave, like look at Trisha Paytas, bad example. She's been canceled probably like 100 times without exaggeration. Like she gets canceled for so much and she just doesn't go anywhere. So she still has a platform.
There's a difference between getting canceled and actually getting canceled, and I feel like who's a good example of someone who actually got canceled, lost all their sponsorship, their partnerships.
I mean,
there's so many. Actually, no, like, you know, like I don't want to say
the guy who lived Fed is a good example of someone who actually got canceled, lose your sponsorships, and then also people who get banned off the platform. But if you don't get banned, if you don't lose your sponsorships, if you don't lose your friends or the people around you, the people who sit on social media and talk about you and they're trying to cancel you, they're just an echo chamber. You know, it doesn't actually affect you unless you let it affect you.
right.
So if you respond to it, yes, then people think you're actually something's happening. But no, just don't acknowledge that it happens.
It is really hard to ignore, because even if it's like 100 people just saying that you suck, it is hard not to reply to that hate, you know?
Honestly, I would leave. If I got like canceled for something and everyone hated me for something, I could not come back and just like let that be part of my identity forever. You know, it'd be so annoying.
It sounds like, because when you say like the people who just don't care, I think that's like two people, right? That's the people that are like kind of like so resilient mentally where like they can bounce back from anything. And then it's people that are like so shameless or so like devoid of any kind of like value system or moral compass at all, where they're like, yeah. And I feel like most people have a moral compass, right? Where you're like, no, I don't want to be where like everybody hates me, or like the
Meme
people
star.
that are like good people get canceled, kind of.
Yeah.
You gotta be really strong. You gotta be really strong to just be able to go live after attempted cancellations and just pretend like nothing's happening. You also gotta have a team on your side that helps you like delete stuff in the chat. Like a good example of someone who's been attempted being canceled several times is Malena, but she still went live over and over every time. Just ban the people from the chat and you pretend like nothing's happening. And eventually nothing will be happening anymore because there will be a new big case. There will be a new something happening, and then they'll forget about it. And then new people will come to your stream and the website, and it will just start over again. Like there's so many things that happened early, many people don't even know half of it because there's just been more and more and more stuff happening with other people. You gotta be resilient, you gotta be headstrong, and you gotta still go live and pretend like nothing's happening. Ow, I just hit myself.
Oh no, on your shop site. No.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing.
Fuck you, kitty.
That sucks. Did you say that the nurse hit a nerve on your arm?
She hit like a massive nerve on my arm.
How does that happen? Because I feel like the needle is so small. Oh God, I'm dreading getting my second one.
You feel like cutie. Moderna, in my opinion, is the one who's made people sick. Nick got Pfizer, he was fine.
Okay, I'm getting Pfizer. We'll see. You were sick though, right, Maya?
Yeah, but not until like the afternoon the next day.
She got Moderna.
I got Pfizer.
No, she got Pfizer.
Olive got Moderna. He was out for like 3 days. I
Oh
got
my-
Pfizer. I needed like 1 day.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I was fine the next day.
I'm nervous. Have you guys, just speaking of cancel culture, which is just kind of interesting, which is, since we're on the topic, I want to kind of get Maya's perspective on this. Have you heard about the Nikki Platt lady?
No.
Oh, so there's this YouTuber, and I'll educate the group. There's this YouTuber woman that
Is it the girl that hit her dog or spit on her dog?
No.
Oh.
It's worse than that. She has a dog, and she's married. They have a 9-year-old dog. He's very, very cute. It was like a bull terrier, I think.
Oh yeah, she euthanized it. Did she
yeah.
euthanize it?
She
already?
euthanized it.
Mhm.
It was a 9-year-old healthy dog, and she like euthanized it because it bit the baby. But the reason it bit the baby is because the baby was like trying to touch its food while it was eating and stuff like that. I hope the internet will successfully cancel her. That's the only time that I've been like, please, internet, this is your time to shine.
When did
Yeah,
that
I know
happen?
so little about the situation.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like a few days ago. And she made a whole video about it. Like, she made a video with she had a photo shoot with her whole family and the dog before they euthanized it. And like, it was a total healthy, it was a very healthy dog. It was 9 and healthy. And they
What?
she made a whole YouTube video about this situation. And I'm like, oh my God, what an awful
That's
human.
so weird.
But she's trying to justify it. So, but that's definitely personal responsibility failure. She shouldn't have let her kid near her dog's food bowl. Like, Buddy gets pissed when Kevin gets close to his food. Dogs are territorial of their food. That's her fault for just being non-observative.
Yeah. And also, they used the examples of, oh, the dog got in, fights with other dogs, because it got attacked as a puppy. And so then growing up, they're like, yeah, I'd get in fights with other dogs, so we just thought it was aggressive. And it's like, oh, no. You can train a dog. You could have hired a trainer to, there's just so many solutions, or even just, giving it to a family that has, grown kids that won't play with the dog food and stuff like that. But anyway, I just feel like...
Yeah, why didn't she just rehome it? That's so weird.
Yeah. There's literally no such thing. I feel like there's no such thing as a bad dog, just bad owners, which someone in my chat said. But anyway, that was interesting. Okay. Sorry, got off topic there. Back to you. Kruti, right? Okay, perfect. I feel so weird asking you our normal questions that we ask, because
Same.
they can get a little raunchy. But...
And we can, it's totally fine.
Okay, if you're not comfortable, you can just tell us. I'm curious, after being together for 17 years, how often is it done, Kruti?
What?
I'm curious.
Fair question, because I feel like a lot of people are afraid of marriage because they feel like things get boring.
Mhm.
Where you're like, how can you be with one person for the rest of your life? But it is done as much as it has ever been done.
What?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh
I have
my
a question.
God.
I have a question that's not that. It's not even about that. I imagine your guys is this is such a... I'm a viewer. I imagine your guys' fights behind the scene to be so healthy, because
Oh, that's
you're
a
both
great
just
question.
very smart and mature. Do you ever get tired of not being toxic? Do you ever just want to be immature and pout and just be toxic or say
Yes.
some shit? Yes. Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know.
They're definitely, oh my God, yeah. Because my instincts have always, I grew up in kind of a yeller kind of house where you yell, you throw things benignly, not at somebody, but
Right.
to make your point, So I definitely had to consciously be no, we're gonna talk it out. We're not gonna do all that.
That's interesting. Matt
That's also
grew up in
rough.
that kind of house too.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely a yeller as well.
Yeah.
I grew up in the quietest house ever.
So
No
he grew up-
throwing, no...
Yeah, his family style is very avoidant. We just don't
Same.
talk about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's frustrating in that he's always so help me understand why you feel why would you feel this way? Why wouldn't you speak up? Tell me why you feel like you can't say these things to me. And I'm can you just stop being so understanding? Can you let me just yell, please?
That's what I was thinking about today. I was like, damn, I wonder what their fights are like, and if she ever gets sick of the healthy.
Oh, I do. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not. He'll start like asking questions. I'm like, why do you think? And I don't know. We do these like I know where he's going. I'm like, I'm not answering any more of your questions. We're done. We're done with all of the feelings. This is what I need from you.
I think
okay.
this is a fun question for everyone. But what was the last fight you got into? I have to think.
I can think of one
Same.
coming up because I'm like, where's my margarita?
I love that.
It's like the one night.
It's like the one thing you asked him for.
Yeah, our last fight. It wasn't even a fight, but it would have normally been more of a thing where he's like, I just need to understand. You say that you're not gonna drink, but yet here you are. Because I told him I was gonna like not drink for a month to like try to get in shape and all this stuff, and he kind of keeps calling me out in this like very passive way where he's like, help me understand what's going on with this. And I'm like,
damn it.
I said I wasn't going to drink, but I want to drink. Like, that's what's happening. Why is this so hard for you? Like, come on. And then I don't know. And probably him like constantly going out for like a Whataburger or whatever. And I'm like, don't get me anything. Don't get me anything. And he's like, I got you something. I'm like, what are you trying to
Oh my God, I'd be the opposite. I'd be the opposite. I'd be like, don't get me anything. And then if he gets home, I'll be like, you didn't get me anything?
So I used to do that. And he's like, I got you something because if I hadn't got you something, but I'm like, no, I want you to not get me something so that way I can have just some of yours. And that way, like you're coming out net negative instead of me. Mm-hmm. But now I'm coming out net negative. So don't like it.
I definitely can't see that from their perspective though, because I'm always like, no, don't get me anything. And then I eat his fries and I would be so fucking pissed if I was the one who got that food and then I would eat some of theirs instead. I can definitely see that. But we all know here that whenever you eat from someone else's food, the calories doesn't count. So
Correct.
It's not on the menu, so it doesn't count, and you can just pretend like it didn't happen and you'll feel a lot better. So yes.
So now he does this thing where he's like, I didn't get you anything. I just got myself 2 things of fries. I'm like, quit trying to outsmart the system. So annoying.
I'm trying to think of the last fight we had. I don't know.
Funny.
We usually just always fight about Norway. Because I'm from Norway and I'm very, very, very tied to my family in Norway. Like I literally left them when I was like 19 years old. I was still like seeing my mom every single day. And it's like you're going on like a trip and then you just like never return. So I'm super homesick still, even though I'm 25. And we're always just fighting about it all the time. Because I just don't see myself living in America for the rest of my life, and I don't I think I've been here too long already. I'm gonna be honest. I miss my family a lot, so that's always what we fight about. So I keep like every time I want to buy like a new piece of furniture, I'm like, why am I buying this? Because it's not gonna stick with me, you know. Like I'm constantly living.
Damn.
I'm constantly living in like the possible future. You see what I mean?
Wait, how many more years in America until like goodbye and then you go by yourself? Like how long would you be in America for?
Nick's in chat sweating.
Did she say something? Are you muted?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. We didn't hear you.
We'll see, she says.
Damn.
Wait, that like he wouldn't come with you, or like y'all wouldn't long distance?
He's very selfish. He's very selfish. He really like just likes his Whataburger, and he has a 640 horsepower car, and if he could not have that in Norway. You know what I mean?
God. Here we go.
Like it would cost 3 times as much.
I feel the anger.
Too poor to have a nice car in EU, Nick. In your face.
I remember the last fight we had. Okay, so Matt and our schedules are shit. Well, my schedule is pretty normal. I go to bed at like 11 to maybe 1 a.m. and then I wake up at like 8 to 8:30. And then Matt goes to bed at like 5:30 a.m. or 6, and then he wakes up at like 2 or 3. So, and then he goes live at I don't know, 4 or 5 or something. So there's not much time where he's either not streaming when we're both awake and not streaming, because he's either streaming or sleeping, and then I'm sleeping like when he's awake. Anyway, so we tried to schedule a date night once a week so that we could spend time together, because when we don't, it just builds up, like I just start resenting him because
That's
I
really
don't spend enough
smart.
time
I do
with
the
him.
same thing, but I
Right,
forget to
so
schedule the week. Yeah.
So we've scheduled
forehead.
it. We've scheduled it. See, there you go, Malena. I put it in my calendar, which he doesn't give a shit about my calendar. I wish it were on my calendar. And so I put it in my calendar, and the first time we tried to do it, he was on the phone with tips out for 5 hours on Discord, so we didn't do it. And then the next week, S-Fan came over and talked about WoW for 5 hours, so we didn't do it. I was pissed.
Fucking miss.
As in, didn't do date night or didn't bang. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we didn't even hang out. By the time he was done talking to Tips or S-Fan, I was asleep. And then we did the whole thing again. He came to bed at 5:30, woke up, streamed. Yeah.
So he had a date night with S-Fend, and you went
Yes.
to bed.
Yeah, I get really pissy about stuff like that too, though, because Alec does a similar thing where like we're supposed to, whenever like date night is not respected, I get very irritated, because it's also like, if you would have just told me, I would have done something fun.
Yeah.
But like, don't
Right.
make me wait for you.
Yeah, I schedule it in,
Yeah.
That's also one thing I just fucking hate, when people lay plans for you and don't tell you about it. Like, me and Maya are number one victims of this. Like, there will be OTK events and they won't tell us about it, right? But I have made other plans that day, which means I have to cancel on my plans always, and they don't tell us before the day of or the day before that is supposed to happen. And Maya also has like a super full schedule at all times. Like, it's just fucking disrespectful to lay plans for you, and then they would get upset if you don't come, like you have some type of obligation to be there. It is infuriating and disrespectful.
Kruti, are you familiar with OTK? Yeah, okay. So exactly what Malena's talking about. I twice have found out that I'm involved in an OTK event by seeing the Twitter graphic posted saying like the event is in 2 hours, or it's tomorrow, like that's how I found out that I was supposed to be there. Like, no one told me. And then I told them, I was like, I need 24 hours notice at least, like, to put it in my schedule, and it just doesn't work out. So yeah, that's annoying, but what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, that sounds fixable. Whose job is it to coordinate those events?
Malena? I don't know. Rich?
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but it should be just like when you go to bed with someone at the same time that night, just fucking open your mouth and tell me, like, hey, 1 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to Clipped.
Miz can't even do that because he doesn't even know that it's happening. Because he doesn't have a schedule. He just lives like moment to moment, and he doesn't care when there's an event, unless it's like schooled or something, like on his stream. He doesn't even know until Sinak comes over and he's like, all right, like, load up in the car,
DK
So
not have
he
like a
doesn't-
Google Calendar for all your stuff?
You think we're actual adults? We accidentally fell
This
into
sounds like a great idea. The Google Calendar sounds good.
Just do the one thing. Yeah.
They don't have it.
I think that's a good idea of us to have a shared Google Calendar with notifications for whoever has to be involved. But that's too much for any streamer to do for other people, because usually streamers just do things for themselves or get other people to do it for them.
Sinak, please make a Google
Sinak
calendar.
actually does try. Sinak tries to add us in Discord.
I think Sinak's the best. I think Sinak's great.
Matt would be dead without Sinak.
If I
Sinak
ever
is
need
his
anything from
manager.
Mrs.K, I literally just won't message Miz. I'll just message Sinak. And I'm like, yo, I remember I needed your address to send you wine for Christmas, Maya. And I just messaged Sinak. I was like, he'll reply faster than Miz. I think our last fight, I don't know. We have lots of mini fights where it's like me saying, hey, this isn't okay. And then Ludwig being like, yeah, you're right. And then I'm like, okay. Like, so he got a tattoo of his roommate's name on his leg, which is very cool. It's very cool.
It's really cool.
Damn.
But as he's at his tattoo appointment, I said, hey, send me pictures. Like, I want to see it. And then I think I said something like, I'm going to say verbatim because I have a hard time. I exaggerate sometimes. And he would be really mad if I said this out of context and I didn't give him as much credit. So let me scroll. I said, I said, keep me updated, send me pictures of the tattoo when done. But in my brain, I was like, I'm going to be so pissed if he goes live and he's like, look at my tattoo, and then his stream sees it before me. Because there's a lot of things in life that sometimes stream learns before me, and I find that very, very disrespectful. And then he doesn't send it to me and instead posts it on Twitter. And so then I have to send him a screenshot of the Twitter and be like, okay, for the love of God, I hate this. Like, it's not okay to update your social media before you update me, because it means that your social media is more important to show things to than like your current life partner. But then he's really, really good at taking accountability. So he's just like, hey, I'm sorry. I understand that it comes off that way.
So is Matt. It's so annoying.
But it makes me
mad.
It's not.
It's good.
Yeah.
But like, you bring something to them and you're like, you did this and it made me really upset. And they're like, oh, okay. Sorry, I won't do it again. And then it's like, no, I'm still mad. Like, I still feel like fighting. Why are we done?
Yeah.
You know? But they're just like, got it. Like, good to go.
Yeah, they are really good at that. I think that's why most of the times when I've been really frustrated and Ludwig just takes accountability, I feel like I text Maya actually, and I'm like, I'm mad.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, do it again. Like, take accountability again. Let me keep coming at you so you can keep saying what. Oh my God. Yeah, Cutie and I talk a lot of shit. Sorry, Lud.
It's just
Matt.
we just need to. It is weird. Why is that? I mean, Maya and I are the same way, where I feel like people need to take accountability over and over again until like I like feel like they've taken accountability. Do Malena or Mrs.K, do you do that?
I feel like
so sorry.
Background noise.
Oh, you're okay. Malena, do you ever do that?
Do what?
Like feel like people need to. I think Maya and I have that complex. We talked about it with hot tub streams where we just like want people to take accountability.
Yeah, I don't know. My brain right now is a microwave. I'm hearing like
I
half
just spilled coffee on me. Oh, you're okay.
half the stuff, and I'm worried about Dr. K being beat up by his wife right now for not bringing the margarita.
Yeah, she's gonna fuck him up. Wait, does she have? No.
Where's the margarita?
Where's the margarita?
When I was asking, he's like, oh, they're using the blender. I'm like, I'll just take it on the rocks. And he was like, no, we're doing blended. So that's going to be a fight.
Okay.
The
children are using the blender?
The children are using the blender.
I don't know. Because we're at my parents' house for Mother's Day. So I think they're like making something.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
His mom's here. My mom's here.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would be way too scared for that to ever happen.
Wait, have they ever met? Your parents and Nick's parents?
No.
Damn. Cutie, have your guys' parents met? Mine haven't either.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, do you like your in-laws? Do they like you? You can whisper if you need.
They like me. They like me. I like them too. It's just a lot. Especially, okay, because of like the COVID thing, right? Where it's like, this was my bubble. Which like is, I hope it's not like too desperate, but it's so nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah!
I'm talking to like my little bubble of like healthy fighting. So it's nice to like talk shit every once in a while.
If you ever need to be irrational, let us know. Yeah.
We'll do for sure. Because it's so. Oh yes, I totally hear what you're saying about how frustrating it is when you're like, I've got a bomb. Don't just diffuse it. It needs to go off.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. No, they like me.
That's good.
We've
asked each other like a whole bunch of questions like these before, but I want to ask you some of the questions that we've asked each other before. What's the nicest thing he's ever done for you?
That's a lot of years to figure that out.
That's a lot of years.
Like one of the things that sticks out to you that you remember where you felt the most appreciated. Dude, I'm sure she's like flapping through her fairy tale relationship book right now of just like bringing me to Hawaii, getting me like a $50,000 ring, children.
All of our money is in Healthy Gamer.
I feel that.
Yeah. Our two things come to mind. One is when we had our second, his family really wanted to come and like visit and do all this stuff, and I was like, we did that with the first one. I just want alone time. And so he was very it was like a prolonged period of just being like, what do you want? Like, how do you want our life to be for like the next couple of weeks, months, right? Where it's like, you don't want to cook, you don't want to eat, like, you don't want to have to eat this kind of food. Like, we would make like 2 dinners a lot of the time because I was like breastfeeding. And so he was like, I don't know if you know this, but when you're nursing, you just become a monster. Like, you just need to eat
That makes
everything.
sense.
Because like you're sustaining the life of this one thing, so you like however much you have to eat when you're pregnant, you have to eat more when you're like nursing, because now the thing that's requiring nutrition from you is even bigger. So like that period of time, he was just so over the top nice. And then the second one was we went to Cabo, and our last night there, he was like, look, you have got to go by yourself. I'll like keep the kids. You just need to go to this bar, have this drink, sit in this spot, and like just enjoy being here. And he was like, and don't take your phone. And
Aww, that's so cool.
Whatever happens, what if this? And he was like, no, just go and like
That's
be
sweet.
there. Yeah, it was great.
That's sweet.
It was like, don't scroll Instagram, don't do any of that, just go.
That's really nice.
Maya,
That's
what's the
deep.
nicest thing Mrs.K has ever done for you?
I'm not telling this story again because you're gonna shit on me again. I will say the other day he it was the day when so I've been training these 2 American crows for the past year, and one of them died on Tuesday night, and so I was having
Oh
like
my
a really sad day
God.
because of it. Yeah, I was really sad.
Landed on Nick's head?
Yeah, actually the same one. Yeah, the one that was testing Nick. So I was like really bummed, and Matt was live and whatever, and I like told him about it when I was asleep, when he came into our room at like 11 p.m., but he doesn't go to bed until like 6 a.m., right? So between that time, he went and bought me ice cream, and he sent me this nice text, and he was like, I know you've had a hard day, but there's ice cream in the freezer for breakfast. And I was like, let's go.
Mrs.K surprises me.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. That was the most recent one anyway.
And
yes, one time he fed me cake in the bathtub.
You did feed her cake in the bathtub.
Bath treats are very special.
See?
So
See?
gross.
She gets it.
Totally.
Thank you.
I don't think if I'm in the bathtub, I literally won't let Ludwig in the bathroom. It's just like so much, you know?
It's a lot.
Just so naked.
Ludwig brought Cutie. He literally made it snow for her.
For Christmas. Yeah. He bought snow in California and had it set up outside. Because I'm from a very snowy place, and I am like Malena, where I get very resentful that I'm not home. Because Ludwig gets the best of both worlds. He gets all of his friends in California. He has his fun house. He gets to stream. He gets this and this and this. And I'm like, I hate it here. You know, like my family's not here. My friends aren't here. It's only sunny. And I know lots of people like the sun, but I would like some snow. I would like some rain. I would like some wind, but no. And so he was very nice for Christmas. He got me snow. It's very sweet.
That's really sweet.
Moving into somebody else's world is very difficult.
Yeah. I've never had to do that before. And so, yeah.
I really liked moving to Texas. I've not really been homesick for California.
That's because they're both the same, aren't they? They're both hot. I guess Texas has more weather than California.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm also a little just like Kekona.
Yeah,
I did move here to a lot of friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt's friends that are here. And I've made some animal friends of my own that
You've
are
made lots of friends,
streamers.
actually.
Doing my best.
You're doing
I want to
great.
make more, but COVID. I want to join those hiking groups. And this is so stupid. I have a paleontology conversation group that I want to join, which is so weird, but I think it'd be really fun.
What does that mean?
We go to talk about dinosaurs and digging up things. Cool, whatever. And then I joined a mushroom identification group, so I have friends there. Anyway.
You have so many hobbies.
Yeah,
You're
I'm really
good at
bad
that.
at mushroom ID, though.
Well,
Are you interesting of your friends in those circles?
Do I?
I imagine when you go into the paleontology group, you're like the very cool one.
No, I haven't gone because of COVID. And they do a bunch of like cocktail nights on Zoom, but I don't know any of them, and so I don't want to just join a Zoom call with all these like nerd friends that are already friends with a cocktail that I made. It just seems so awkward. So I'm waiting.
What you said a nice thing, so now you can say a mean thing. What's your biggest pet peeve of your husband specifically?
Just before Nick chews with his mouth open and like he just doesn't fucking close it. Like stop breathing my air like while you're eating that loud. It's just inhaling half the room while he's eating. It's disrespectful as fuck to my ears who has to suffocate through it. Okay, sorry. I had to get that out.
Well, so that makes me think of I don't know why he used to do this, but he used to floss, like not in the bathroom, but like he would like be flossing like while watching like whatever on the computer. I'm like, why would you floss anywhere that is not like somewhere that's disinfected all the time? It was just like mind-boggling to me. And then I would tell him like nicely, like, hey, maybe you should floss in the bathroom. He's like, maybe. I don't know. This idea that like,
so yeah,
he has to tell you. I just thought it was so gross.
That's so funny.
Wait, why? Is it because when he floss, he like flicks whatever comes out of his teeth out?
Not on purpose, but like, first of all, of course he flosses, and like I think it's just annoying because like I cannot get into flossing, so I'm like a little annoyed in that way. Where it's like
you're like, it's not for me.
You have this healthy habit. Yeah,
you're showing up
so fucking perfect. Yeah,
like, stop fucking flaunting it in front of me.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I found a way to make flossing like fun, and then he like, you know, has all the audio. I don't know. He's just so. He has like all these healthy habits, you know, just like
perfectionist,
like kind of too perfect.
Yeah,
he's like trying too hard.
Yeah,
fuck that guy for being perfect. I agree.
It's
has a
very
together.
irritating.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's like I would like to floss, but like I don't get to floss because I'm doing all these things. I don't know.
That's so funny. I like that one.
Pet peeve is his sleep schedule. Actually, the fact that he's incapable of setting an alarm. Like,
I like how these have changed throughout the month. Like,
crazy. I was over there for wife swap, and I woke him up like 30 minutes too early. He started attacking everyone around him.
Yeah, and then he just gets like upset for the rest of the day because he's like, I got up early, and he gets up at 1:30 in the afternoon. And he's like, I woke up early. My day's ruined. Yeah, I'm so tired all day. Dumb.
Yeah.
Baby. Stupid.
Baby. I always said Ludwig leaves his clothes everywhere, but I think the new recent one is he literally never flushes the toilet.
That's bad. That's
I don't know
annoying.
what's going on lately, but there's just always pee in the toilet.
Is he just used to like automatic toilets or something?
No, I think he's just decided it's not worth his time or something.
Ew.
I don't know, but I guess it's good for the planet.
Matt pees outside a lot.
But
like off the porch or like just like when he gets home sometimes if we drive somewhere he'll just pee in the front yard or, like when we're at the house like just walk inside and go pee. I don't understand that. I don't like it.
I've done that while drunk before. I peed on someone's lawn because I literally couldn't make it into their house.
That's okay. I feel like everybody's done that.
I've peed
but like for not a good reason. He's just like wants to pee outside instead of peeing inside. Like when he streams, anytime he leaves stream to pee, he just gets up and goes in the backyard and pees and then comes back. He never goes to the bathroom.
Y'all have that, right?
We have what?
Y'all have roommates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's okay with this?
Oh my god.
Okay.
They're all
Yeah. Everyone's they're all she lives with all children, I think. I want to talk about this so bad, but it's a secret. It's not a secret, but somebody had an accident outside the other day, and it was not pee, and I'm going to leave it at that.
An accident?
It wasn't an accident. I'm going to go get the wine now.
Well, so you're not trying to drink anymore, but tell us actually, Malena, why don't you warm her up by telling her your fun drunkest you've ever been story, and then
the truth is I don't remember my fun ever drunkest story because that's how fucked up I get. I don't have like It's very rarely that I throw up from drinking, and if I do, it's usually me waking up after I've passed out. But I can hold my liquor really well usually. So I will drink and drink and drink. And once I first start drinking, there's no stopping. And then I don't remember. But my most ever fun story drinking that I looked at our security cameras. We had a streamer party during DreamHack 2017, 18 in Austin. And Chance lived in downtown at the time. And we had some really cool streamer people at our house. And I wasn't a streamer or anything at the time. I was just Soda Poppin's weird, overweight roommate behind the scenes that was doing his YouTube videos, Nick's girlfriend. I was like basically living with him just because I was Nick's girlfriend. And in the backyard, we had this little blow-up kid pool. It was like 5 feet by 5 feet, 2 feet above the ground. It was full of water, but it had been sitting there for over a month, and the dogs had been peeing in it. And Chance just stood in the pool and at like 11 p.m. to like cool down his feet. It was really hot outside, but me, for some reason, thought it would be a really, really good idea to go full sprint face first into the pool.
Front of Shroud?
In white leggings. And our guests was like the most popular streamers at the time on Twitch, like Shroud, Summit, Greek. Like there was staff there. And I was floating around there, 260 pounds, floating around in a kid pool in white leggings. And I got out, barely got up the stairs. And then I started vomiting up whole bits of sushi. Because when you're 260 pounds, you don't chew your fucking food. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't chew your food. You're just like you inhale whatever food comes in front of you. Yeah, so I was just throwing up whole bits of sushi in my hand. And I saw all of this.
Eating them? Just kidding.
In your hand? You were catching it?
No, there was people there trying to take care of me because I was like dry heaving. Have you ever been so drunk that you start dry heaving? Like,
No.
Did you say that you were 260 pounds?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
She lost weight.
I lost weight.
Yeah.
I get how that sounds like such a big transformation kind of thing.
Yeah. People are tired of me bragging about it, so I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
I think it's sick. It's great.
I was tired of you bragging about it.
Are you kidding me? I'll pull up all the times Mrs.K has said that shit, dude.
Really? That's
annoying.
Okay.
Mrs.K
He's just upset because he wants to lose weight and he doesn't.
He's losing a lot of weight now. I can tell. Don't tell him I said that, but you can see a clear difference. Like, he's not so pudgy anymore. In his face, at least. And he doesn't really have that beer belly that much. But, yeah, I lost 82 pounds, 83 pounds. I'm 180 and around 180 now. And I did it through intermittent fasting keto. And, yeah. It was hard, but worth. It was really hard.
Do you have any drunk story where you ran into a pool?
Pool? So, I mean, so I was always the party girl, and Alec was like the good guy.
Okay.
And in college, he was in a frat kind of thing. Like they were like too cool to actually call themselves a frat, but
okay.
So he lived in the frat house. So we both went to UT. It was called the Tejas Club. So he was part of Tejas, and so he lived at the Tejas house, and I would go over there all the time. But he was always like responsible, and like when you were talking about sushi, I was like, oh, I've definitely had a drink too much, thrown up some sushi at the frat house, kind of. So throwing up sushi is just the worst. Like, of all the,
it comes
I've never done that
because you don't drink and then eat sushi with your drink. You just chew the whole thing, you know, and then it comes out in lumps. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Jesus.
really unpleasant. Yeah. Yeah. I have thrown up sushi before.
That's probably the drunkest. You've never like danced on a countertop or anything like that?
Yeah, but I dance on countertops anyway.
Like,
I feel
fun!
Like it's not that.
We love that.
Yeah, no, Bollywood dancing. Seriously, like we just like go for it.
Oh, I wish I could dance.
Yeah,
I can't dance. That's so
I
cool.
really
You
can
do
dance.
Bollywood.
Of course you can dance.
No. That's no.
Same. I got that Norwegian rhythm, the potato rhythm, potato and bread rhythm. It's not there.
Okay. Can I just tell you a really easy trick with the shoulders?
Yes.
Like,
Please.
you just kind of. Can you move your shoulders independently from your head?
I moved my chair.
Yeah.
It's like,
Got it.
So, I mean, that's what it's generally about. If you can start like moving parts of your body like independently from the rest of your body,
That's
then it
actually
gets
really
easier.
hard.
Yeah. Try your.
People say Taylor Swift can't dance, and I'm like Taylor Swift on steroids when it comes to can't dance. I'm really bad at that. But
You can start moving your shoulders without moving the rest of your body. You'll get it.
I'll work on it.
Okay.
It does not look good currently, but we'll work on it.
All right, good.
What is your most embarrassing story? What's something that's embarrassing that's happened? Or have you had anything embarrassing happen on stream by chance?
Always embarrassed whenever Alok goes on stream because I'm like, oh my god, he's just wearing the same damn thing every time. Like, you gotta fix it. If it's not like the Harvard fleece, it's the like healthy gamer hoodie, and I'm like, I don't know. I always get embarrassed by like, why are you so plain? Like he wears like the same thing all the time. So I'm always embarrassed on stream.
Matt doesn't even change his clothes, so he wears the same stuff on stream all the time too.
And the other thing that's weird to me is like everyone is okay with it. Like no one
notices.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's about right.
Okay, so
Do you guys wait, do either of you have frat stories? Cutie, do you have frat stories?
Yes.
Can we have a frat story?
Oh no. I met...
Don't worry, Adept's chat's not here.
Adept's chat's not here to cap me. Okay, so one of the very first frat parties I ever went to, I ended up meeting listen, I grew up very Mormon. I grew up very, very LDS, so I did not believe in I was gonna be a virgin until I got married. But I stopped doing that when I was like 18, and when I was 21 was the first time I ever went to a frat party, and I had already lost my virginity, and so I didn't care as much, but I'd only slept with 2 guys, so it's I'd never had a one night stand, so I was like, okay, tonight's the night. We're gonna check that off the list. I want to have a one night stand. Sounds so stupid. I don't know why, but whatever. And so it was a Halloween frat party. I was supposed to be, this seems like such a stupid costume now. I don't know why. I was supposed to be Iggy Azalea for Halloween, or the girl from Clueless, essentially, the yellow plaid thing. But my costume didn't come in time. So instead I was a Playboy bunny. And I went to a
very natural plan B.
Of course,
yeah.
It's a good backup. So I went to a frat party, and one of my guy friends was there, and I was like, okay, well, he's my backup. Because him and I have, it's so weird. Him and I had, this flirty thing through high school. And then we were, friends. And he got a girlfriend. Then I got a girlfriend. And then we'd be, flirty and, hold hands and stuff like that. And we just never slept with each other. So I was like, oh, that could be my one-night stand. And I was, trying to count that as my one-night stand. So it was kind of, going into it. He would, walk past me at the party. And he's like, oh, you're coming home with me, right? And I was like, yeah, we had this, planned one-night stand thing. I don't know. It was super stupid. Anyway, then I noticed this boy that was very hot, and I was super into him. And so I did the hover technique, which if no one knows what the hover technique is, and men, you should learn this because it's, I think most women know it, but I was just in the area. So I wasn't close to, but if he was in the kitchen having drinks, I was in the other side of the kitchen talking to someone. And then if he went outside, I was also outside.
So you're stalking him.
Oh. No, Maya.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
You're just always in his field of vision, kind of thing.
Always in his field of vision. And so then we're both in the basement, and this girl walks down the stairs, and she just face plants. And I'm like, oh my God. So I go to help the girl, and he also comes to help the girl. And I was like, there's my in, you know? And so we both help her up, blah, blah, and I start talking to him, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like really hot down here. And he's like, do you want to go outside? And I was like, yeah. And so like me and this guy, we go outside, and we're sitting, this is like the most like floozy I've ever been, so bear with me. I don't think I've even told my stream this story. So we're sitting outside by there was a fire pit, and I was on one side of the bench, and this other drunk guy was on the other side of the bench, and he was like talking like to us and like joking and blah blah blah, and we were all having this conversation, and then finally I want to escalate this situation. So I turn and I straddle this new guy. And
escalate that shit.
I said,
let's go.
I said, I don't want to look at that guy anymore. And he goes, oh, okay. And I said, can I sit here? And he was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
And so then I don't know what happens. We start kissing and whatever. So we're like publicly making out. And then the guy I was supposed to go home with comes outside. He goes, yo, Blair, do you need a ride home?
Oh,
and I turn around and I go, I think I'm good. And he goes, you're sure you don't need a ride home with me? And I was like, no, I'm fine.
Damn.
And
he probably cried.
Yeah. And so then he left, and then I went home to have a one night stand, or this guy invited me back to his place. And as we were walking to the house, actually, there were like these guys walking by, and they like hit on me. Like, they were like, hey, come hang out with us instead of that nerd. Because, I don't know, they're rude. And then I was like,
Men
no.
are so weird.
I know. I was like, no, it's okay. Like, thanks. Have a good night. Like, I was actually very friendly to them. We went inside, and then they threw a brick through the window. It was crazy.
Men are so weird.
I think you've said that before.
Yeah.
I remember vaguely that you mentioned this before.
And then we tried to have sex, but he was too drunk. So I didn't even get a one night stand out of it.
Damn.
It's okay.
I had a similar wait, was that your first frat party that you wanted to do
like
that, the one night stand?
Like,
okay,
that's
party, yeah. Crazy. I had the same shit. The first time I wanted to do a one night stand as well because I had never done one. First frat party I went by myself. That's so stupid. Don't do that. But nobody wanted to go, so I was like, okay, I want to go. So I went to this frat party. It was a Playboy party, but I didn't know, so I just showed up in normal clothes, which was embarrassing in itself because all the girls are like decked out, you know.
Yeah, and you're in jeans and a t-shirt.
I was in a skirt and a shirt. It wasn't that bad, okay. But anyway, I went to the party and I started dancing with this guy, and I was like, this is it. This is the one night stand. And it does go like that. You're always like, it's hot in here. You want to go outside? Then you go outside, and then you start making out, and then you go home with them. That's how it happens every time. And so I was going to do that with this guy that I was dancing with, and I was like, all right. And he was like, you want to go outside? And I was like, yeah, okay. And I'm walking, and he's following me. We're like kind of touching hands, right? Like as we're walking outside. And as I was walking outside, I was like, wait, I'm scared of this person and I'm alone. And so I ducked under this guy's arm who was dancing, and I ran home. I literally ran home. And the guy's still trying to follow me, like trying to find me probably for the rest of the night, but he couldn't find me because there were so many people in there. I actually just went home.
That's so funny.
You honey.
I don't know. I panicked.
That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. You can panic.
Instincts, I think, in general, just be like, oh, wait, this might end very badly.
Yeah. See, I was completely sober too, which probably helped my brain.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's so crazy.
It's just the idea of like what happens at college frat parties in general. I'm just like, I don't know how this is like okay.
No, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's messed up. That's messed up for sure. But funny stories.
Frats are gross.
Frats are gross.
Yeah. Go
ahead.
I was just because Alec and I were like so together in college. We had like such a different experience of frat parties where like we were kind of, especially because he lives like at the house. So we got to kind of like go up to the third floor, and like we were on the balcony. And so it was like almost like, I don't know, we weren't really at the party. We were like watching the party. Mm-hmm. But we had like access to all the like goodies and whatever, like all the drinks and all the food.
Yeah, that makes it nice.
Yeah, so it was always fun for us, but not fun for
I'm gonna ask another personal raunchy question. Maya always gets so nervous before I say these. Is he the only person you've ever slept with?
Oh.
Does he know that?
He does.
Okay.
would hope so.
You're like, no.
That would be...
Okay. I was just curious.
We
We've
got
been together
together
for
when I
so
was-
long.
Yeah, we've been together forever. So we got together when I was 18. So I feel like all this stuff that happened before that was like amateur hour.
Yeah.
Test run, trial and error.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you got married at 25.
Yes.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
And so now when I see people that are getting married, like, before 30, I'm like, what are you doing?
Really? Okay,
Like, you
good.
have
I
no
feel
idea what
better.
you're doing. Yeah, no, in a lot of, because we were together again for like 7 years, right? And like when people are like, oh my God, we were together for so long, it's like, yeah, because we got together really young, and I don't think it would have been appropriate to get married before that.
That makes sense. Since I was raised Mormon, I feel like I'm constantly behind because I didn't get married when I was 18, So it feels good to hear a normal perspective, to be like, oh, you're fine.
Yeah, no, because I think you have to know who you are and what you're about, and like the other person needs that too.
15 minutes.
Why?
Margarita now!
Feels so shitty.
No, Malena. We can... What, how
Can
long...
you please just...
Do we have another hour? What are we...
We have
what's the plan
another
here?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Malena, you can do it.
I can make it for 30 minutes.
Just go get it. Take it out. Okay.
If it makes you feel better, my roommates drank my wine, so I don't even have alcohol. Malena's not drinking because she's dying, and Cutie's not drinking. Actually, she doesn't have an
Kahlua
excuse.
in my coffee.
Oh, what? Okay, never mind. Cutie's fun.
I'm
Yeah.
fun.
Y'all are all fun. But
Oh, you're sweet.
I'm glad you're extra fun.
Have you made any friends on Twitch yet?
Oh, I don't. I've met a lot of people that I really like, and I know Alec has kind of like he's definitely made some friends. I'm just not on Twitch
Yeah.
really, but I've made some like pretty good friends with people at Twitch because we work like with the creative program and stuff
Ooh.
like that.
That's handy.
Yeah, so that's been really nice. There's some good people over there. And like speaking of cancel culture, I just wanted to I don't know, I'm probably gonna get dragged for this, but like so DJ Wheat has become a good friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
And he was the one that actually helped the creator coaching program come to be. And so it's like when speaking of cancel culture, like seeing him kind of get dragged for some of the stuff that's like not his fault when I have only ever known him to be like basically like fuck Twitch. I don't care what it takes, but like I'm gonna speak up for creators and I'm gonna stand up for them and I'm gonna do what I think the right thing is, and I will just make this happen at Twitch. That's like the person that I've always known. So yeah, I feel like it sucks seeing your friends get dragged.
Yeah.
When you know that isn't like the full picture. If like that 20-second clip or whatever isn't who they are. So.
Yeah. I think I will say we've talked about our opinions on things here, that some of the things that DJ we addressed, which I think what I have learned, because I am not someone to sit idly by. And so after that show where he was very much so like,
You're a meddler. You really are.
I am
You're
a
like
meddler.
me.
I
But
refuse.
You bet your head into everything where people don't ask for it, and it's probably so annoying for them to deal
Yeah.
with both of us.
He had some awful responses, as in like, just click not interested, forehead. Just don't watch, forehead. I made sure to go out of my way, and I sent him a message, and I said, hey, as a woman on Twitch that does not want to be sexualized, how fucking dare you, Twitch? Because you're just sitting there and letting it happen, and that's not okay. It's not okay. And this is what it means. It means I am being sexually harassed every goddamn night because I stream at 3 a.m. and I'm surrounded by sexually suggestive streamers, and it's not fucking okay for this to be going on and you guys just sitting idly by. And I will say, what I have learned from this conversation that I had with DJ Wait, I believe...
You talked to him?
Yeah, I sent him a DM.
Oh, damn.
I told
and
you.
he responded.
Yeah, he responded. I have learned that just as anyone would, I believe he was doing his job by answering how corporate wanted him to answer. I do not think he was being the person that he is or saying the beliefs that he actually represents. And so I think everyone should realize that it's hard. It's hard to do that, though, to go live and be like, oh, I'm live and I'm going to be the person talking to you guys and then have to answer behind a corporate facade.
You could not pay me to be in the position he was in that day.
And that's what he had to do. I can
tell you that much.
That's what he had to do. And I think that's fucked up. That I don't think, obviously, he learned that he shouldn't have done that because it didn't give people clear enough answers that they wanted and stuff like that. But I mean, regardless, I would say after the conversation I had with him, I do believe that he's working on, or him and just Twitch in general are working on something. They're just working on something. They're working on something, and I obviously don't want to like divulge his messages, but I sent him a lot of stuff. I sent him tweets from Malena. I sent him clips from Maya. I sent him Yab's tweets. I sent him many clips from me. I sent him Annie.
Why did you acknowledge my existence?
You know what I'm saying? I sent a lot of perspective from other streamers that are non-sexual streamers, just because we need a place too. When you think of women on Twitch, I do not want you to think of cam girls. I just don't, because that's not what I am.
I just want them, at this point, I just want them to have a category. If they're
that's what I want.
Like,
that's all
just
I
have
want.
A category.
I would love for them to have a category. I think it's great. So, and I just think I just need some sort of filtration, because it just makes my job really hard when people come to my chat and like demand me to be in a hot tub. I don't want to. I just don't. So anyway, but it's really good to hear that you know he's a good person based on your friendship with him.
I have a question. Is he a DJ? You cut out.
Said that I don't know.
Oh, I don't either. I don't know him at all. I was just wondering. Okay.
I don't know that, but yeah, I think it's hard to be. First of all, if I could just be in a hot tub and like that be my job, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds like they've just like cracked the code.
They have
something. But yeah, I've always known him to be very, like, him as a person. I know he will pull on every lever that he possibly can, but there is a limit to like how much one person can do. At, like, the big nameless, faceless, right?
For the record, you totally could do that, by the way. Like, I'm not saying that you should at all. I'm not recommending you do that. But if you, like, you absolutely could. Any of us could here, you know? You
could be a hot tub streamer. If you want to start streaming, you could do it.
Always plan B.
Yeah. That's my thing, is people are like, well, then just hot tub stream. And I'm like, I don't have the confidence. I think it's amazing that these women do, and they should make money off of it, but just not right next to me, please, smiley face. That's all. So yeah, I really like that you mentioned DJ Wheat and you kind of defended him in that way, like just knowing that he's a good person. I think that's great that you voiced that, because the way he
I haven't heard anything positive about him since that stream.
The way he responded to me seemed very caring. I'll say that. Like, it seemed like, I want to hear these opinions. I want to hear this perspective, because women on Twitch, our voices aren't heard very often, and instead articles in the New York Post are published about Valkyrae being a hot tub streamer, and she doesn't even stream on Twitch, and she doesn't stream in a hot tub. Like,
wait, what?
That was an article in the New York Post today.
Really?
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the New York fucking Post. Like, I don't know.
I've not seen that. I had an article in chat. What was it? Bloomberg. I should know this. This is bad that I don't remember it.
There's a lot of
does anybody know?
There's a lot of bullshit articles. I also had one in, don't know whatever the fuck it was, but you know the inauguration of the new presidency? We were watching it on Twitch, and a woman was doing sign language, right? I knew she was doing sign language, but I am not very good at getting my sarcasm across or irony at all. I can't do it because it's my second language. And I was like, oh my God, is she doing a TikTok? I was trying to do sarcasm or irony. And they wrote an article about how disrespectful I was to to a sign language lady at the presidency switch.
No.
And I was like, oh my God, is that a TikTok? Is she making a TikTok? But I can't do it. It doesn't happen in my head. The sarcasm thing, I can't do it. It's terrible. Sorry, Maya.
So if you were to go back to Norway, do you think Nick's humor would translate there?
Whose?
Nick? What his humor?
Who?
What humor?
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly.
Damn, doubled 2 in 1.
That's very funny. That's funny. Do you think you will ever stream yourself?
The passion that I would have would be around people that want to start their own company and like
that'd be cool
to go about that. Especially like if you're trying to raise capital, if you're trying to like, I don't like just kind of everything that goes into like building a real company of like an operation. Like you got to hire 20 people, like really scale internationally, like those kinds of things. I'm not sure that market exists on Twitch. Maybe it does. I don't know.
No, I think it does.
Nash. Have you talked to Devin?
Yeah, I would say he's probably in the friend category too of people on Twitch.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we reached out to him kind of early on. Him and Ethan Evans too. Like just.
Oh my God, like he's wonderful.
Yeah, they are great.
That's so
about
cool.
like this idea we had about Healthy Gamer and like here's what we wanted to do with it. So they were both great.
Nice.
I just realized you have the most perfect teeth. Holy cow. They are beautiful. You
yeah,
have
you're so
gorgeous teeth.
beautiful.
What the hell? They're so beautiful. What about so I do have a friend that does Marketing Monday, a whole stream about marketing. So I think there's a niche for everything on Twitch. That's so great. But I actually didn't know, how did you guys find out about Twitch for Healthy Gamer?
Posting on Reddit about like he had posted about video game addiction, and so he had eventually become like the expert on video game addiction, and so that was kind of the thing that we were talking about. And then we realized it's really more just mental health for gamers, and then Twitch became a natural kind of place for that.
Oh, it's so brilliant. Like from a business perspective, it's genius.
Thanks. It was a lot of luck, honestly. And I feel like a lot of businesses, like at first at least, like you kind of just fall into things. But yeah, it was great. And then we kind of turned it into just subclinical mental health for people on the internet. So I'm so glad you had a great experience with your coach.
Yeah, he was great. I wish I could like shout him out. He's great. I won't shout him out because that'd be bad, because that's like against the rules or something like that. But he's great. Is it bad? I don't know if it's bad.
It would be bad if he shouted you out.
Oh,
right? If he said that he had worked with you, that would not be okay. But if you
I like say his name and then you have people like requesting him, they're like, I want to work with. He was great. He was very, very sweet. He was really good at listening, and I don't know. So, and sometimes guys, for people who don't know you need therapy, you really just need someone to talk to.
Everybody can use
therapy. That's all I needed. I just needed someone to talk to. I needed someone I could vent to that's just unbiased and could really give you perspective. That's all I needed. And I think everyone can use that. So
I think it's infuriating if you are trying to get help, how many hoops you have to jump through in able to go get help. And it discourages a lot of people from getting help in general. Like, here's an example. Like, I need to go to a dermatologist because I need to check out something. Like, I have a mole that's changing, right? But I first have to go through my health insurance and figure out which doctor I can go to. And then I have to go to the doctor who, it costs $100, by the way, when you're not just doing a yearly checkup, to be recommended to a dermatologist who is not available for months. And I still pay $600 a month in health insurance because we work for ourselves. And you can't just pick and choose therapists. You have to find some that are in your network of your insurance. And I also think it's hard to find therapists or a psychiatrist or just somebody to talk to if you can't relate to them. Like, if you are a 25-year-old girl and you're trying to talk to like a 57-year-old dude, he can't really relate to your problems. You have to find someone who understands you. Like, ideally, I would want to find someone who's moved to the US, who's close to family and are an expert in the issues that I'm having. But when you have a million of people out there to pick and choose from, it makes it a lot harder. And it also just jumping through all those hoops is very discouraging to someone getting help. So you just eventually just end up not doing it because it gets very overwhelming if you don't have guidance.
Yeah. I think what's so cool about your program, is they know what Twitch streamers are. They know what Twitch is. They know what video games are. I remember one time he was like, well, like, how do you feel when you think about that? And I was like, Pepe hands. And he was like, okay. Like, real words, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's very funny because they're very in tune with like this audience and who you are. And that's
Your
it's
language.
a breath of fresh air. Like, it really is. I think it's genius and I can't compliment it enough. And everyone, I have exclamation point guest in my chat. I'm sure.
Same.
Yeah, Maya must have something as well. But there is a link to donate to this organization because it's amazing and we'd really appreciate it. And how much are you trying to raise this month?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because it's the foundation, and I think so. I worked in nonprofit for a while, and I think not all nonprofits deserve to exist in a way. And here's what I mean. Like if you have 7 nonprofits all trying to solve the same problem, they're all spending the same amount of money on the same things, right? It's not efficient, as opposed to having like one nonprofit that had kind of economies of scale that could like do this work a little bit more efficiently. Mm-hmm. And so what I want to do with this nonprofit, I think $300,000 is a solid year of operating, like get the staff that we need, get the grants that we need, be able to then make it self-sustaining. The reason why we didn't make Healthy Gamer a nonprofit in the first place was because we didn't want to spend energy seeking donations. We wanted it to it needed to deserve to exist because it was good at doing what it does, right? Not because, I don't know, people just felt like it should exist. Like
so it's not a nonprofit?
Sorry, so Healthy Gamer LLC, that's where our coaching service is. That is a business. And then we spun off the foundation this May as a separate entity that's more about research and policy. So that one is a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. So I think 300 is probably what we're trying to raise, but it doesn't need to necessarily be this month. I think it'd be amazing if we could get even 100. That would be amazing. And then we can hire some people and get more funding in through grants and research. So that would be my plan for it. To me, this nonprofit is going to be most impactful when it's studying intervention. So just like what you were talking about, Malena, like, does a therapist who actually relates to what their person is going through, are those outcomes more effective? And if they are, then if 60% of our psychiatrists are over the age of 55 and young people are the most depressed they've ever been, what are we going to do about that?
Yeah, I don't know. They can't really relate to your issues and your problems, so it's good to have a program where they can see and understand where you come from, because these like older therapists or psychiatrists, they probably can't relate to you sitting inside playing video games all day. Wait, what's wrong with the sound?
It just sounded like a wind tunnel.
Sorry, I don't. My Blue Yeti, I gotta fix it. Sorry.
You're good.
You're okay. But
no, that's really important. Something that people don't think a lot about with therapy. I think one of the reasons that I haven't gotten another therapist in Texas is because the idea of explaining my job as a streamer and like the dynamics and the dynamics of the streamer bubble, because it's just so not normal. It's just so much to explain. It feels like a lot of work. You know, it's like when you're in a really long relationship and then you break up and you like dread the idea of having to introduce yourself and like everything to another person. It's just so much work. So yeah, having someone that already understands that is big.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
It should be easy, right? Like
right, yeah.
The first 2 times that you're paying like $400 an hour shouldn't be you just explaining yourself.
I agree.
For sure.
Well,
Anyway.
I really hope that, I hope, we're on 2 different channels. We have 8,000 people watching total, and, we'll put it on YouTube and hopefully get some more views. And I really hope that if anyone feels so inclined that they will donate to the foundation and really help any way we can. And you've been such a great guest. I've had so much fun getting to know you.
Oh, I'm really hoping that you feel better, Malena. And
Yeah, I'm so sorry. My microphone's probably terrible. Also, like
Her
everything's
life's
just-
falling apart.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like I crawled out of bed at 6 o'clock today because I didn't want to let you down. I just didn't want to like let you down. So I'm gonna go and remove my makeup and then just go back to bed. And I've taken so much Advil today. So if you guys don't mind me, I'm just gonna leave and go back to bed.
You're
So
good.
Respect.
You're good.
Thank
okay,
you,
it
Malena.
was really nice meeting you, and good luck with everything. And I hope that these rich homies can cash out of their pockets and meet that shit, because you guys could meet my 600K in one day. So okay, good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night,
Thanks.
Malena.
Good to meet
Night.
you. Bye.
God, she's a trooper.
She's a trooper.
She really
I would
is.
never. I would never.
Same. I canceled
Yep.
my stream my second day. Anyway, thank you so much. It's been a long time coming for this. I'm really excited that you came on. I'm sorry you didn't get your margarita. I hope you drank it after.
I hope you take that margarita and you dump it over his head. That's what I'll say.
Try to remember this fight, so next time we meet, I can tell you all the gory details.
And if you
Can't
ever
wait.
need anyone to vent to, I promise Maya and I both have open ears. So if you need to
We
be
have this
irrational-
group DM now.
Mhm.
You can just message the group DM, be like, "You won't believe." That's what we do.
This sounds perfect. Just what I need. Thank you guys so much. It was
Yes,
great to
thank
meet you
you.
both.
Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
All right, bye guys.
Bye, guys.